Hi everyone, welcome to the 5.2 video. If you're watching this, that means you should have already picked your topic for the social issues research project and you are ready to start finding sources and actually doing your research. So the goal today is that you're going to find 3 sources to use and we are going to find those sources on Cooper's databases. So this video is going to tell you how to use the databases and how to find credible sources. So we're finding sources in order to learn about our topics and take notes on our topic. And in this project, you're going to need to take at least 20 notes on your topic. We are going to help you organize those notes. There's going to be a document in Schoology called the Social Issues Research Notes. And that is where you're going to keep all your information for this project. So your notes are going to be graded on a couple different criteria. The first is how noteworthy your information is. So that means that the information you find, it shouldn't just be common knowledge, but it should be things that are really relevant and important to your topic and teach you something new. The second thing is how accurate and academic your paraphrasing is. So you're going to find a bunch of information from a source, but then you're going to need to put that information in your own words, which is paraphrasing, and you'll be graded on how accurate and academic your paraphrasing is. And finally, how credible your sources are. So credible means that this is a trustworthy source that we can use for an academic project. It's not fake news, it's not something you just found on social media, it's really backed up by other sources and research. The finished notes for this unit are going to be our mid-unit summative. So you'll submit your notes, your 20 notes, by May 17th, and you're going to get summative points for doing that. So I want to talk about how we can find credible sources. And one way we can do that is by using a database. So what is a database? Database is basically just a large collection of articles from magazines, newspapers, academic journals, reference books. It's a place, in this case online, where all of these sources are housed together. So you can search any topic, and within this database, it'll give you a bunch of journal articles and newspaper articles and things that you can use that you know are trustworthy and academic. So Cooper has access to databases through the Media Center, and they will give you credible sources for your research. We're going to be using 3 databases that the Media Center has access to, so these are all online. They are linked in Schoology, and I mentioned that notes sheet that you're going to be taking notes on. These databases are also linked right at the top of your note sheet, so very easy to access. The first one that we're going to be using is called Points of View. This is what the database looks like. You might have to log in with your Cooper login information, but then you're going to be using this search bar at the top to enter your topic for your research project. Click search, and it'll come up with a bunch of sources that you can use. You might also want to scroll through this section called In the News. A lot of these social issues are things that are in the news frequently these days, and you might find some cool sources here. You can also browse by category if you want to look for your topic under these categories. That might help you. The second database is called Procon. Same thing, just type in your topic right up here and search. It'll come up with all these links of articles and sources that you can explore. And the final one is called SIRS. Same thing, just type your topic in the search bar and explore some of the sources that they provide for you. So you can use a source that is not from these databases, but if you find a source on your own, say from Google or something, you are going to have to do a credible source test to make sure that this information is trustworthy. So we're going to be doing something called the CRAP test to see if it's credible or if it's crap, and this is linked on Schoology. So the CRAP test, CRAP is an acronym, C-R-A-A-P, and so there's 5 factors we're going to look at to see if a source is credible. The first one is currency, and that basically is just talking about when this article was written or published. If there's no date listed on a source, that is not a good sign, that's a red flag. If it was written before 2010, this is outdated information. a lot of these social issues are things that have a lot of current relevant information that we need to know up to date. So you are looking for a source that was written or revised in the last 10 to 15 years. That is a good source to use. The second factor is relevance. So you're going to think about, like, is this source related to the topic I'm researching? If it's not, don't use that source. You are looking for a source that is directly related to your topic and supports the argument you are trying to make about this social issue. The third factor we're looking at is authority. So that's going to look at the author of this source. If there's no author listed on your website or your article, that is not a good sign. We are looking for an author who is an expert in the topic. So that might mean that you need to look up the author and see, where did they go to school? Have they written other articles on this topic? Do people think that they are a trusted expert in this field? That's what you're looking for. The fourth factor is accuracy. If the facts are incorrect or not supported by other sources, this is not a good source to use. We are looking for a source that has correct facts that are backed up by other sources and citations. So this article or this website, it should tell you where they got their information by citing those other sources. That is a good sign. Finally, we need to look at purpose. So that's the final factor to consider. If the source is biased or intended to sell you something, red flag, this is not a good source to use. We are looking for sources that are intended to provide a lot of information and present multiple sides of an issue. Or maybe the source makes a strong case for one side of the issue, but it's supported by many citations and other sources. So we really need to think about, what is the purpose of this source? Okay, so once you find sources, you're looking for 3. This is what the notes sheet on Schoology looks like. This is a very important document for this project. Your job today is to find 3 sources. You are going to put the link of the source right here in this first box. Then you're going to actually copy and paste information from that source right into the second box. And the third box here is where you get to paraphrase. So you'll put that information in your own words, and this becomes your note. So one complete row is 1 note, and you need 20 for this project. So once you find a good source on one of these databases, go over here and click permalink. You are looking for a permalink that you can copy and paste into the document. So copy and paste that link, and then you'll put it straight into the notes document so that you can go back to your article and your source at any time. All right, so your job today, go start exploring those databases, find 3 sources that you think look really credible and interesting, and will give you lots of information for your source. Good luck.